Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday. I hope you've been having a great week. I am finishing up with my section this week on the book of Proverbs, and I thought I would end it with the very last chapter of Proverbs, which is Proverbs 31. And it's the sayings of King Lemuel. And so it goes into the reason I want to kind of go into it, it goes into what is the biblical definitions of of a good wife. And so, but I'm going to start out for the very beginning of that chapter. I'll get right into it. It says, the sayings of King Lemuel contain this message which his mother taught him. O my son, O son of my womb, O son of my vows, do not waste your strength on women, on those who ruin kings. It is not for kings, O Lemuel, to guzzle wine. Rulers should not crave alcohol, for if they drink, they may forget the law and not give justice to the oppressed. Alcohol is for the dying, and wine for those in bitter distress. Let them drink to forget their poverty and remember their troubles no more. Speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Ensure justice for those being crushed. Yes, speak up for the poor and helpless and see that they get justice. So this is written down by a man, but it is his mother's warnings to him. And the book of Proverbs says many times to listen to the warnings and the teachings of your mother. And ones that didn't were a disgrace to their parents. So she's warning him about women that could ruin his kingship, and really like it did with Solomon, okay? And too much drink, where it becomes a drunkard and they are drunk, don't know, they're not doing justice, they're not giving out good edicts and good judgments for the people, and it's ruining them in their kingship. So that's the beginning of it. And so now she goes into a wife of noble character, and it starts with verse 10. Who can find a virtuous and capable wife? She is more precious than rubies. Her husband can trust her, and she will greatly enrich his life. She brings him good and not harm all the days of her life. So, stopping there, so she's talking about, if you can find a good and capable wife, this wife is more valuable even than the most precious jewels. And a good wife, one of the great characteristics that she brings up is a woman that does good to her husband all the days of her life. So she is not there just for what she can gain. She's there as a partner to him, a helpmeet, like the Bible talks about, and someone that is looking out for her husband's good. So that is a character to look for. And then it says, she finds wool and flax and busily spins it. She is like a merchant ship bringing her food from afar. She gets up before dawn to prepare breakfast for her household and plan the day's work for her servant girls. She goes to inspect a field and buys it, and with her earning, she plants a vineyard. She is energetic and strong and a hard worker. She makes sure that her dealings are profitable, and her lamp burns late into the night. Her hands are busy spinning thread, and her fingers twisting fiber. So stopping right there. So this is a woman who's got it together. She is busy, getting their household in order, making sure that the home has what it needs, preparing the day's work for her servant girls. It would be like a mother preparing the day, the day for the kids. And this can go for a man too, because I know in today's times that many are two income households where the husband and wife both work. And so I believe that they should split a lot of those responsibilities. If that is an agreement between both of them that they're both going to work, then they both really need to split it because they're both providing equally for the household. That was more of an uncommon thing in these times. And so this is obviously talking about a woman who's in charge of running her household, having the things provided. She's busy with her hands, busy making clothing for her family, and just being a good provider in with what she is called to provide for the family, okay? And then going on, it says in verse 20, she extends a helping hand to the poor, and she opens her arms to the needy. She has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She makes her own bedspreads and dresses in fine linen and purple gowns. Her husband is well known at the city gates, where he sits with other civic leaders. She makes belted linen garments and sashes to sell to the merchants. So, stopping right there. So, this is a woman that not only just cares about her household, she cares about the poor and other needy people. And she's also kind of like a prepper because she is providing and having everything ready for when the winter comes. They don't have to worry about warm clothes or food because she's gotten it ready. She also dresses in fine purple and linen, and that shows wealth, and that that she has wealth and she's providing for the family with her little income too. She's helping the family along, as well as her husband is distinguished, and she makes him fine clothing, and he's sitting at the city gates, which shows that he has a lot of honor to do this. So their house is an honorable household, and they're a well-off household because of their hard work. Okay. Then it says she is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instructions with kindness. She carefully watches everything in her household and suffers nothing from laziness. So, like I said, this woman has got it together. She's prepared, she's wise, she's kind, she's not some dictator over her household. She speaks with kindness, and she has everything prepared for whatever comes, okay? Then in verse 28, her children stand and bless her. Her husband praises her. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. So her husband's giving this blessing to her. Charm is deceptive, and beauty does not last, but a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she has done, and let her deeds publicly declare her praise. And that's the end of it. And that verse is one that I had written in my daughter's yearbook. When we chose her yearbook picture and so forth, I thought that was a good scripture to go with her. Because charm is deceptive, like the other discussions this week about immorality, immoral men and women. It's deceptive, okay? There's a lot of women that use their looks to get over on people, and men with the same. And beauty does not last, and it doesn't. We all age, we all begin to have health problems, we all, begin to have sagging skin, and all that. And so those things are not lasting, okay? But it says a woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. And that is the most important thing, is having a woman who is honorable, kind, provides for your family, takes care of herself, takes care of the family, and fears the Lord. And then it says, reward her for all she has done, and let her deeds publicly declare her praise. Because she actually even doesn't need, even though it's calling on her family to praise her for what she does, her deeds alone speak for herself. Her servants alone will probably speak to her kindness and her being a good woman over the household. So your actions speak louder than words because they are showing who you are. So this was a very good scripture about what women can aspire to. It's not ever about being a perfect woman, because no one can. And we all have faults and foibles and mistakes that we make. And that's just picking ourselves back up and asking the Lord to forgive us and redeem our mistakes, and basically to live and work through us. But these are good qualities to look for in a woman, and also, a man being a hard worker, an honorable man, a man that provides for his household. And so I've always liked this section of scripture, and I think it is something good for women to aspire to be. Well, I hope that everyone has a wonderful weekend, and I will see you on Monday. God bless.